I am bringing you another foundation review, this time with the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. If you're interested, then keep watching. This foundation is supposed to provide 24-hour waterproof wear. It's a medium buildable coverage. It includes 3% niacinamide. It's a self-setting formula with a natural matte finish. If you apply it with a sponge, you'll get lighter coverage. If you apply it with a brush, you'll get medium coverage. And then the way to get full coverage per Urban Decay is to apply it with your fingers. It includes this patent pending no mess or waste dropper. So I'm gonna go in and apply some of the foundation on the back of my hand and then start applying it to my face. I can already see that it's definitely giving more full coverage, which is interesting because it said if you apply it with a brush, you're supposed to get a medium coverage. But I did put a lot of product on. So I think it's pretty well blended in. First thoughts, one, I do like the coverage. You saw I did go in with quite a bit of the foundation to begin with. I did use a brush, so it is supposed to, per Urban Decay, give me a medium coverage, but I will say it gave me pretty close to full coverage. So the claims of it being lightweight, at least in the first couple minutes of having the foundation on my skin, seem to hold up, which is really nice. I don't know about the self-setting. I have oily skin in my T-zone, particularly around my nose, so I will probably go in and set it with my powders. I will go off camera, put on the rest of my makeup, come back and let you know my initial impressions, and then per use for these foundation reviews that I've been doing, I am going to do a 10-hour wear test, come back and let you know what I think. Okay, so we're back. My face is fully done and this is what it's looking like. First impressions is that it definitely gives more full coverage. The self-setting claim, I don't know if I believe that already. I did have to set my face with powder. One, because as I said before, I am oily in my T-zone, in particular on my nose. So I just know my skin well enough to know that it would look like a mess a couple hours after application. And so I did set it. And one thing I noticed before I was even done applying the rest of my makeup is that I had a lot of creasing in my smile lines. I had to keep going in with more and more powder. That was one thing I noticed right away that I was not a huge fan of. If with powder and multiple applications, I had problems with heavy creasing and it had not even been on my face for an hour yet, like maybe 15-20 minutes by that point, then I can't imagine it would last for what, 24 hours, which is the claim. I do like the way it looks. I like the coverage, so that's a positive. The other claims about, let's say, the patent pending no mess, no waste dropper are legit. It is not a messy foundation. The can't feel the coverage claim is real. And I applied quite a bit with a brush and I would say got closer to a full coverage, and I still don't feel the foundation on my skin. So this foundation does live up to that claim, which is really nice. I think those are all my first impressions of the foundation. We will see how this Urban Decay Face Bond foundation holds up, and I will be back in 10 hours because again, that is the real test. Signing on to check in for my 10-hour wear test, let me first say that overall the foundation wore okay. And I do mean okay. I think I had higher expectations for the foundation, but all in all, I do think it wore okay. There are a couple of things that I want to draw your attention to that I didn't necessarily love for a foundation with pretty lofty claims. One, that it was self-setting, and two, that it would offer a 24-hour wear. I put it on around noon and it's after 10 o'clock, so that's nearly 10 hours. There were some things that were a little alarming as I was applying my foundation, which I talked about earlier in the video. One being that I saw a lot of heavy creasing and separation in my smile lines while I was applying my makeup. I had to go in and really set it quite a bit. I want to say maybe 2 to 3 times throughout the application process. And so at this point in the night, I have a lot of separation. I have more separation in my smile lines than I typically would. So that's one thing. And then obviously the other thing is just my nose, which is something I fully expect with a foundation. So you see my nose is pretty oily. My forehead is okay. Like I said, it wore overall okay. Outside of the like heavy creasing and separation and it not truly being self-setting, like at least for me. And I don't have super oily skin. Again, I have combination skin. So I think if you have oily skin or really oily skin in your T-zone, if you are combination but you're oilier than me, I don't know that you will be able to get by without setting this foundation with a powder. I'm going to give it another shot. I'll switch up my SPF and face moisturizer before, and then I might even try a different primer to see if that makes a difference. And I might, after I put my color corrector on, set it with powder too, just to see if I can try to decrease the separation that I'm getting in my smile lines. But overall, I do think it's okay. So it was not a bad buy. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And in the meantime, check out my most recent reviews of the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Foundation and my comparison between the Soft Lit and the original Pro Filter formula. And until next time,